Welcome to Drop Me Off in Nashville with Sabastian Roberts and Scott Huger.
Welcome back to the little show that couldn't. In fact, it still does. Scotty, how you doing this morning?
Bash, my knee's getting better. Look
at that.
See, no crutches.
A little bit of ice pack going on.
I brought it in today because I didn't want it to swell up and stuff, and then I started whining like a little bitch, and then then you're gonna make fun of me.
Never. I've had surgery, man. I understand totally. Believe me. Wow. I feel for you. They wanted me to have that same knee surgery like 5-6 years ago. I said no.
God, it's getting better, and thank you, Dr. Cooper. I'm gonna keep saying it because I love you. It's getting better. No crutches. So this is a plus. Cool show today.
It is. We were talking about this last week. The Gatekeepers.
Remember Becky Judd?
I do.
From Curb Records.
Yeah.
Can we get into that right out of the gate?
Yeah, absolutely.
I know we spoke a little bit on it, but remember that little girl in the cowboy boots who followed it in, or we were going out, or whatever it was?
Yep.
Remember we had this, you guys, we're going to do something else too. I just want to let you know. I'm getting so many requests for Sebastian's music, and we're going to put it on YouTube, and we're right in the middle of like repackaging it because you have to listen to what this guy did. So you realize just how fantastic of a singer you are, Bash.
But that's very kind. But when we talk about Gatekeepers, I love that title because who picks the stars? Who's really deciding what's happening here?
I know.
In Nashville, in the big picture in LA.
Yeah.
And it's not like it used to be.
No.
There is no big guy there with a cigar sticking his hand out going, hey, you know what? We have all this developmental money for you.
No.
It doesn't work like that anymore.
No. What I learned, and we'll get into Becky Judd in your interview with Curb Records in a minute. What I learned the hard way was everybody thinks that A&R is who you got to get past first. A&R real job is to sell the artists what they can offer them.
Yes.
Let me say that the correct way so you understand. Yes, they're a big part of you getting past step 1 or step 2 or step 3, whatever it is, after you got past 14 interns. But if they finally do like you, that's who's pretty much going to call you and say, hey, we're X label and we can do this. This is what our offer is. This is what we're thinking. This is how the trajectory of your career is going to go. And they're going to be the ones that are going to try it, then sell themselves instead of you selling that to them. It's weird, but that's what their job is, and that's why they're so good at it. And it's just different. So I remember when John got done with David Kirschenbaum. Oh my God, David Kirschenbaum, you're a genius, right?
Yeah,
Bash?
he was. Yes.
Okay, you remember working with him in
Marshall shows? Oh, Doug Pettibone and Rick Hall. Bless his heart, he's gone now.
I mean, talk about unbelievable people.
David Hood. I mean, Tommy Barnes was down there with us.
What's Kirschenbaum's pedigree? Could you know it all?
I believe he had. I don't know all of it, no, but he has right upwards of 70 platinum and gold records.
And he did Tracy Chapman, right? That
he
song
did?
that Luke Combs redid. Was it Luke Combs?
Yeah. I think Luke Combs did that. Yeah, Fast Car.
Yeah. I got a fast car.
Yeah. And
song.
let me tell you, this is what happened with Tracy. She went into Capitol down there, and Mike Curb was the head of Capitol at that time.
No kidding.
Yep, David Kirschenbaum was a producer there.
Wow,
David Kirschenbaum was originally David Kerr.
David Kerr, okay.
And so what happened with David was a singer. And then this Tracy Chapman person comes in, and Mike said, no, that's just never going to fly. And David heard something in that. And he said, hey, Mike, let me just take her in the B room. There's an A room, B room, and a demo room. So just let me take her in the B room and see what we can do with this thing. He says, well, you get one guitar, and on your time and your dime, on David. And
now there's a challenge.
And they cut Fast Car like that. And,
beautiful.
And look what happened to that song.
That
My
thing,
God.
I mean, I wonder when that thing was cut. 80s, 90s?
I don't remember.
But think about now when Luke Combs redid it. David probably just sat there and watched the TV if he watched the show that night when he was on those award shows. He probably just sat there and smiled and said, I'm good. Not in a cocky or arrogant way, but just like, I knew what I was doing. Thank you for giving me the chance.
And I think he did Bryan Adams as well.
Wow.
I mean, he's just his pedigrees. I had to watch YouTube and just study about him before I went to L.A. to record with him.
So when you walk in the studio, you've never been a starstruck type of guy, but you walk in the studio, you have a respect. There's a difference there. So how does he handle your recording session? What happens? What happened?
David's very quiet. He knows exactly what he wants and what he's looking for. And when you get in that mic room, it's business. We already had the music cut in Muscle Shoals. And when we got out to L.A. to cut the vocals for it, it was all business. And, I had my shirt off about 20 minutes into this thing. And
sweating or uncomfortable or what? Why did you do that?
Nerves.
Nerves. Okay?
Yeah. I mean, this guy.
Yeah.
I read his, bio.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, dear God. Oh, no.
Yeah.
But I had met him at the LA Music Awards. So he was one of the judges at the Los Angeles Music Awards. And we got together after the awards show. I played down there with some really big cats. And we started talking about a record. So next thing you know, we're in Muscle Shoals, and off it went,
So when he walks in, is he like the typical producer where, all right, guys, we're gonna chart this thing out, and then we're gonna play, and you're gonna kind of sing half-ass behind the microphone just so we can kind of follow you? Or was he like, go in there and sing it without any music, or was the music already cut and then you put your vocal on top of it? What was that process like?
No, when we went to Shoals, David builds the music around the vocalist.
What?
So it's
completely backwards.
It's so backwards of what we all know.
Wow.
And so you're cutting
nothing. Acapella.
You're cutting dry. And then the band goes to the vocalist and follows the vocalist.
That kind of sounds genius to me. I don't know.
It was. Because look at the songs.
Look what came out.
Oh.
I wonder if he's always done it like that. So he didn't want you to try to figure out where the music was. He wanted the music to find you.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was insane.
So you can either sing
this isn't
or
karaoke.
You can't.
Yeah, this isn't karaoke.
So he threw you under the bus day one and said,
yeah.
And then after he was like, all right, we got something here.
Yep.
Now we're going to work.
Yes.
Whoa.
So we did the scratch vocals down in Muscle Shoals.
Oh, cool.
And then I went to L.A. and I was at the Hollywood Production Center, and that's where John Payne from the band Asia, he was the engineer on that record. And he and David worked with me to cut these 3-4 tracks, and we were one and done.
One and done.
Yep.
So remember when that record got done and you were thinking, I kind of want to get a record deal. And so here we are. I tell you that we're going into Curb Records. And then tell that story. We walked into Curb Records and kind of go through what Becky Judd said to us that day, because I'll never forget that woman's wisdom.
Well, I was supposed to go home that day, and you had called me up the night before and said, hey, you got a meeting with Curb. You got to push your flight back.
Right.
But we need to get a promo pack together. So I had to have an 8x10, a bio, a whole package deal. And we got the meeting with Becky, and Becky Judd takes the bio, pulls out the trash can. Remember this? Drops my bio right in the trash can.
She goes, we worked so hard on that thing.
She goes, yeah, all night long.
All the noise that we heard. All noise.
You need this, you need that.
Yep.
You don't go in there, you're an idiot.
No, you don't need it.
So here we are following like idiots.
Yeah. And, she told us, she said, this all doesn't matter. And she dropped it right in the trash can. And then she held up the CD and she goes, it all starts here.
There's the gatekeeper.
That's exactly right.
The gatekeeper, the secret sauce, the gatekeeper is your music.
Yes.
Right, Bash?
Yeah, it is.
Can you say that any better?
No.
It's not. It's because like Loretta used to say, if somebody tells you no, you ask the wrong person because they don't get it.
And that's a fact.
Or they're worried about their job.
Yes.
Because if you're talented, you're talented. There's no way around that. Cream rises to the top. So the gatekeeper is, at the end of the day, the music.
Yeah, it actually is. Yes.
I mean, that may sound,
because,
what is the word, cliche, but
she really liked the music,
It's the music.
And their A&R loved the music, and Curb themselves said, it's just a little too
rock
and roll.
Southern country rock.
For
Yeah.
what's going on in country right now. And now look at it. Now Kids Rock's got a place down there.
Jesus, if we would have pitched that thing, like if it would have been 10 years later, we put that in now, you'd have a major deal on your hands.
Absolutely. Yeah.
There's no doubt.
Timing's everything.
Timing is absolutely everything.
It is.
So the role of an A&R, label executives, publishing houses, they make it out like they're shaping your career. But honestly, you guys, you are shaping your career.
That's right.
Get to Nashville and network. Meet people. Meet good people. Filter out the bad people. Put on your political hat and figure out who's good and who's bad, because they will stick out like a sore thumb, don't they?
Yes, and if here's a good piece of advice. If somebody has to sit down and tell you how good they are, and here's my accolades, you're probably barking up the wrong tree, you know?
And all it'll cost you is $30,000, right? That's
right.
what Grandma gave you?
Yep.
I'm going to give you a deal.
Yep.
It's $30,000 and we'll get you everything you need.
I got number ones all over. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
It's just a bunch of stuff. So just surround yourself with good people. So those A&R people, yes, you got to get by them. That's who they say you go through. That's all true. That's exactly true. But if you make it through them and it gets to an executive who's going to actually offer you something, that A&R person is going to be the one calling you back and saying, we need to talk. Get your lawyer together and let's figure this thing out.
And you know what they're going to be looking at?
Right.
Your social.
Yeah. Stay away from 360 deals. 360 deals is exactly that. They're going to take a piece of that, of everything you do. They're going to get a piece of everything, from a magnet being sold to a record being sold, to a T-shirt, to your tour.
Yes.
360 is 360. There's other deals that are out there now are like 70-30, 75-25, 80-20, 90-10, 95-5. And those are just that. They take the bigger number, the artist gets the smaller number, and they'll give you an advance. Let's just say it's $1 million. So let's say your deal is we'll just say a 75-25, right? So they're taking 75%. They give you $1 million. Well, you got to pay that back.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to drive in a limousine to the airport and you can have your buddy take you, it's probably a good idea, because you're going to be paying that limousine back.
Yep.
So you don't want to do that.
Yes,
it's kind of stupid. I know it's fun and now you're a quote unquote star, but all that will come with time. So if you have one of these deals like a 75-25, you're going to pay it back. So any monies that come in, they're taking 75%, right?
Yes,
so
right.
you get 25%.
That's high.
Yeah, and so you think that the 25% is yours? No. That 25% goes to the $1 million that they gave you in advance. So you're really, in the first year, if you even make like $50,000-$60,000, you're lucky, because you got to pay all that money back with the 25% that they gave you. So if somebody gives you like a 90-10, it's probably not worth it. If somebody gives you like an 80-20, I would get a very good lawyer and try to negotiate that down. If you get a deal like a 70-30 or a 75-25, you're probably in really, really good hands, and eventually you're going to start making your money, because remember, they're going to take the 75 because that's the deal. Then you're supposed to get the 25%. No. That 25% is going to go back to pay the $1 million that they advanced you in.
Yes.
So like a guy like Wade Hayes, I remember talking to him one time, and he said, I don't remember if it was 2 or 3 number ones on the radio that year, but after it was all said and done, touring, promoting, sales, everything he did, he put $60,000 in the bank.
Wow.
That's not a lot of money.
No.
But everybody in the world knew Wade Hayes.
And that's
at
if
the
you're
time.
cutting music that you wrote.
That's if you're cutting music you wrote.
Because if you didn't, now you're looking at 7 points instead of 25 points.
I don't know, you guys. And then publishing houses. I honestly, there's something in my head, and I'm probably wrong, Bash. I don't know. But I really think there's going to come a day when there's no such thing as a publishing house anymore. Maybe I'm wrong.
Everybody's doing it on social media
Everybody's
now.
doing it on their own.
Yeah.
Why would you, like that guy that sang that song, Richmond, North of Richmond?
Yeah.
I mean, nobody would talk to the guy because of where he was from and what he did. But all of a sudden he puts this song out, and now every label wants to assign him. And somebody gave that man some really good advice, because he didn't take any deals. He kept the money in his own. He was making up the words of $60,000 a day.
Holy smokes.
Well, he kept all of his own publishing.
That's right. Yeah.
He kept all of everything online. Everything that he did was all getting paid back to him.
Yeah.
So he was a pretty smart man.
Yeah,
for
that's
that.
why I say, if you're going to cut from, like I did a few songs from Jeffrey Steele, Tommy Barnes, The best deal I ever got was 12 points on it because I didn't write it.
You didn't write it.
No. Now, He Lied is a song that I did that I have the writing and the publishing to it.
Yeah, because it's yours.
Yeah, but that's a whole different ballgame than going with another songwriter, which, I don't discount that. I think there's some really good, talented songwriters in the country, and wow. I
bet a lot of those guys, like, I could probably be a really, really great artist on the road, but I don't want that aggravation.
That's Jeffrey Steele.
I want to write songs and hang out at my house.
Yeah.
Get a check while I'm sleeping.
That's Tommy Barnes.
I don't want to get on a bus. I don't want to do any of that.
Yep.
Can you blame them?
No, not at all.
So if you think about how do you get a meeting like with a label? I mean, how do you do it?
Well, how did you do it?
I can't tell you.
Because you got me that meeting, so I don't know how that happened.
I will tell you this story, and I'm long-winded today, and I'll try to keep it short, but I will tell you this. There's two parts to this, okay? And I asked permission to use this person's name, so I'm going to. Todd Lindstrom has been a friend of mine. He's from Hibbing, Minnesota since the third grade. Dear friend. Been friends forever. I talk to him still just as much as I did back when I was a kid as I do now. Anyway, he called me a couple nights ago or texted me and said, there's this girl in Minneapolis who I think is really good, and do you think that she's got it, and will you check out her stuff? So he's my friend. Of course I'm going to do that. So I did. And I wasn't impressed.
Right.
And I went on right away, went to the .com page. It didn't exist. It said it was down. I went to the Facebook page. Nothing's been posted since last December.
Oh.
I couldn't find any, but then the recordings that were done were muffled, and she had the typical
I'm from Minnesota.
the voice, which there's nothing wrong with that if you work it. And Bob Dylan made a very nice career for himself with that voice.
He was a heck of a songwriter as well.
Yes, but she was pretty. So the first thing I thought is, God, this is going to sound bad, you guys. But she's good looking, so everybody's just telling her what she wants to hear.
Right.
And don't do that. You're not doing that person any favors, because when they get to town, they're going to realize really quick that there's a lot of talent in Nashville.
Yeah, right. And remember the girl that was coming into Curb when we were leaving in the high-heeled boots and miniskirt?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Dressed to the nines?
I almost wanted to say, honey, go back to the car.
Yeah, we already knew.
Yeah, just go back to the car. But we're talking about who gets meetings, right? So this girl, I could have said to my friend of 30-some years, whatever it is, yes, I will meet with her. And at the end of the conversation, I'll tell you that I did say yes because he is my friend, and I will do anything for my friends. But it's who you know more than what you know, and you need a good lawyer.
Oh, yes.
Because your lawyer is probably going to be the one that gets you the deal. The lawyer is probably going to be the one that gets the connects when you're going in for a major deal. But to get like a publishing meeting or work with a management company, it's kind of who you know. But honestly, if I sat down with that girl, I would probably make her cry, which would make me feel bad.
Right.
Because I'd be like, I'm talking to my daughter, and that breaks my heart.
Tell her the truth,
Yeah, and then they get sad, and then you feel like an asshole.
Yes.
But I didn't want to say to my friend, because I didn't want to sound like, I know it all, because I don't. I far from know it all. But at the same time, I have 20 years of experience in this thing, and the first thing I'm not going to do is put a girl like that or call somebody and say, hey, will you come meet with them? Because when she fails or she sounds like she did,
that's on you.
It's on me.
Yeah.
And how do you say that? You have to protect your name. So if you do get in the inner circle, a.k.a. get in the Curb,
right,
you have to have that longevity of building that relationship, building that trust, not blowing them up every single day with a bad song or a bad artist. You'd rather have them say to you, not now, on an artist instead of no, because no means you just wasted their time.
Yes.
If you capture their attention and they go, well, this is just kind of like what I said with you.
Right.
It's too rock for us. It's too southern rock for us.
Yes.
It's something that's not.
And now
fit.
look at Broadway.
And now look at it. It's completely different.
You have Kid Rock's bar now.
Get to know people. When you get to Nashville, network. John, you are a genius at networking.
I love it.
You just sit down with people and start talking to them. They the next thing you know, you're going to dinner or whatever with them, and you have no idea it's Tina Turner's drummer or
no, I have no idea.
David Kirschenbaum, or
no.
You don't know. You're just visiting.
Yeah,
you are an expert in that field. How it wasn't. I mean, you just didn't know, right?
I really just didn't know.
It wasn't like a game that you were playing?
I didn't know who anybody was. No. I'm from the rock and roll field, and when I stepped into country, I didn't know who Little Jimmy Dickens was, but he became my friend,
Yeah.
And Ronnie Stoneman from Hee Haw, and
Right.
Roy Clark, and
Right.
all these people. Lori Morgan, Pam Tillis, Gretchen Wilson. I mean, the list goes on, but
Your duet partner, Lori Morgan, the song
Yeah.
called "Dress for the Rain."
boy, she's good.
Golly,
That lady can sing. I'll tell you what.
When we were in that studio, when you were cutting with her, and it's again, there's just people that are smarter than you, better than you, know better, and that's the artistry of this business. That's why, John, you're so good at that, and I'm not. Business part, I'm really good at. But when she was in there in the booth with you, and we were recording "Dress for the Rain," and she sang her part, and I sat there in awe, like a little bit starstruck, because I got to actually see her perform one-on-one, but she heard something in her voice that she didn't like, and she was recutting it.
Yeah.
And I thought, ma'am, what happened? Because that was great. But she wanted to do it better.
Yeah, she can hear it.
And she could hear it. That's just nothing but professionalism.
And she's been on a microphone a few times.
She's been on a microphone a few times. It's probably just like somebody putting a roof together, and you look at it, you're like, no, that's not right.
Yeah,
because
right.
experience tells them that's not right.
Yes.
That's what she taught me that day, that sometimes it's just not right. You want to do a commercial?
Hey, you know what? Yeah, we should. And, let's do this one because we talk about our podcast a lot and our engineer. And, podcast production music is Mark Maynor. Mark's with us. How you doing, brother?
Good, guys.
Mark, how you doing, sir?
Doing great.
Yeah, you know what? We talk this up all the time because we had no idea that you were so close and so handy and so easy to work with. How long have you been here in this building?
I've been in this building for about 9 years, and I've been doing this as a business for about 25.
Yeah, isn't that something? Because it just comes off with, so nice and easy.
You're so good.
Well, yeah. you guys make it easy. You guys are pros, and you're great to work with.
No, heck, I don't know. We've never done a podcast before, so this is we don't know much about this at all. But
I think I'm too long-winded. I'm going to work on that, audience. I promise. I talk too damn much.
No,
anyway,
you don't.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, I don't think you do at all.
But podcast production music, please. If you're going to do a podcast, if you you're going to do like a cheerleading skit, you need some editing done. You want to get a studio bash. I mean, this is the place.
Absolutely.
This is Mark. You have a great setup here.
Thank you, man. Yeah, it's really good. I've learned from my past studios, and this is kind of the culmination of all my past studios of how I wanted to do it. And so, yeah, I'm real happy here.
Will you give out your email and phone number if you feel comfortable?
Sure. My email is mmaynor@monstermixproductions.com. So MMAYNOR @monstermixproductions.com. And my website is monstermixproductions.com. That's MONSTERMIX, and the word productions with an S.com. And then I have a separate website for the podcast stuff just because I didn't want it to get confused, but it's podcastproductionmusic.com. But you can reach me at either one.
I think that's awesome. This is such a warm. Isn't this just warm? It's so easy to come in here and cut.
I don't know what it is, but I'll tell you today. I'm hurt. I'm better than I was last week when you saw me. But an hour ago, before we came into the studio today, I sat there and thought, I'm not in it.
Yeah,
I'm not thinking right. I don't. I'm concentrating on my leg.
Yes.
And then I got in here. And it just clicked. It feels like
home.
Yeah,
once it starts and we're rolling, all of a sudden a podcast goes by, y'all, and I don't know where the time went. I really don't know where the time went.
I know, it's cool.
It's wild.
Cool place. Come check it out if you want to. He's been a great sponsor since day one, and we can't say enough about his professionalism and friendship. So thanks, Mark.
Mark, let me ask you something. Do you think radio still has a huge impact on artists coming up?
That's a great question, and it's kind of interesting. Radio, I think radio and even media, a lot of the mainstream media are hurting a little bit because of podcast. And I think that with radio, I think the line between radio and podcast really has blurred because most radio shows now, the minute they're done with the live show, they edit it down and it's streamed everywhere that podcasts are streamed. So it's the
Yeah.
the biggest difference and good news for us is that we don't have any FCC regulations or
Yet.
or any of yet to worry about as opposed to radio. So I think that it's hard for radio because they have larger budgets and they're set up quite different. Whereas people can do podcasts for a lower budget and they end up at the same place. People go on the same sites to hear a podcast.
Howdy! I was glad you here, though. There's these two fellas running all over Nashville causing a ruckus. I think their names are Sabastian and Scott. They're kind of cute, though.
Hey, you know what, you guys? I was listening to this podcast today, and I'm really disturbed by it.
Which one?
I'm not going to say because it's not appropriate because I don't want to get in
Oh,
trouble. I don't want to
okay,
get sued.
yeah. Oops.
I'll tell you after the air.
Yeah.
But there's these two people in Nashville that are doing this quote unquote calling people out.
Oh.
And it's not in a constructive, positive manner. It's icky.
Oh, they're just picking at him.
Yeah, but at a level that I think that if they don't really be careful, they're going to get themselves in trouble. Sued,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
shut down,
You bet they will.
defamation of character, all those things. And I'm not sure, honestly, if it's not AI driven.
Well, that's a whole nother episode.
Because this is, I watched it today and it was very choppy.
Yeah.
Like it was edited. I could tell because it was on a video.
Yes.
The two people that were sitting in where they were sitting they look real
Uh-oh.
who they were, but as the video played, it was choppy and it was saying some very, very disgusting,
Oh, who
hurtful, and gross things about Nashville that right away I'm going to go look at the comments and these people are eating it up.
knew? Oh, dear.
And I think they're playing with fire.
Yeah, they're dealing with a train wreck.
And if these things really did happen to you folks, if you are listening to mine, why you didn't go to the police and handle it the correct way instead of this backhand nonsense that's going on?
Right.
I just hope you're very careful, and I hope that you have a very good attorney because I think you're playing with fire. And the reason why I brought this up today is because, like Mark just said, podcast has its own
Right.
what network? What do you want to call it? Its own form, its own place. It lives in its own field.
Yeah, it's its own format.
It's its own there you go. It's its own format. And I don't like when people like that try to use this platform to do ugly things.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. There's no reason for that.
It scares me.
I mean, if you're good, you don't have to attack other people.
If something illegal happened to you and you didn't go to the police and fix it then, but then a year later, 6 months later, whatever that is, now you're going to try to backhand it and make a career and make money off of it.
Ooh.
What have you taught the person who was victimized?
Yep. Nope.
You should,
Yeah,
the
I don't like
person who
that.
was victimized, you should be like, I made a mistake. I should have, I was scared. I was intimidated. Whatever I was, that's why I didn't go to the police. But folks, girls or boys out there, don't do that. Make sure you go to the cops. Make sure, give it a positive message. Why does it have to be ugly?
Yeah, I don't like that.
And I know I'm going off on a tangent, and this show is supposed to be about gatekeepers and who really picks the stars. But you're also, these people are in a possibility of ruining a star.
Yeah.
And it might not even be true, but people may be guessing. They might be going, hey, that was X artist or that was X artist. And just, they're coming to their own conclusions. And I saw that in the comments. I bet that was so-and-so. And they'd put that person's name in there.
Oh.
Can you imagine?
Nope, you got to
If
be
somebody
careful.
typed in your name, I would be cease and desist in that person who put that in there and said, you ever say that again about Sabastian Roberts, you are going to be sued, and I'm going to sue you for defamation, and I would have threw the book at them.
Yeah.
Because they're not just going to put your name out there and just start saying, I bet it was.
Yeah.
Because now
no.
you just put mud on an artist's face, whether you know the truth or not.
Yep. Nope. I don't like that kind of low-handed stuff at all.
No. So anyway, so when he brought that up, and let's get back to the show. Anyway,
So we're talking about, does radio still matter, and how
Does
much?
radio still matter?
And how much?
How much?
You know, I don't listen to much
I don't either.
radio anymore.
I'm on Sirius a lot. I listen to Prime Country.
Yeah,
I
do
listen
that
to
too.
Willies. I listen to 80s,
Yep.
70s, and
I do that
Yacht
too.
Rock Radio Bash. We listen
Yacht
to
Rock,
that.
love that too.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh,
No
we're
doubt.
on that all the time.
But you know, my car doesn't even have a CD player,
no, you.
so they're gone.
Remember what Randy was saying? He misses those days where he had an actual CD. I mean, and
Yeah. Yes.
I have probably 3,000 CDs.
Oh God,
I
Yes.
threw all the cases out and I put them in those little sleeve things, and I just wrote in there. I dedicated it to my daughters and said, when I pass away, you guys, this is the music that I listen to in my time.
Yeah.
Do what you want with it.
Right.
Throw it in the garbage. I don't care, but I didn't throw them out. But I threw the case part of it in the garbage, and I just kept the CD.
That's part of why I cut Unwanted Man, was just so the kids had something if I was ever gone, because I can't hear my dad's voice anymore. You know,
Oh my gosh, that's well said. You don't hear. You can't. When
No.
they're gone, they're gone. They're gone.
only when I imitate him, and then it's scary because it sounds just like him.
You know, your wife talks about that a
yeah,
lot.
it scares my wife, scares my friends. Yeah, so you know,
Bash.
I don't know how much radio. I feel like radio is stepping aside now. You know,
Are they almost forced?
I think they are, because you know, we're not playing commercials every 5 minutes.
No.
You know, I don't care about tires and oil changes.
That's why remember we were talking when we first started, said when we have guests in, we are not going to interrupt the flow of that guest being interviewed with a commercial. Like every TV show, every radio station does. John, when you're interviewing these people, we're going to run it from start to end, and then we'll put the commercials on before or after. Number one, these people are going to work. They don't want to hear a commercial. That they can hear it afterwards. They want to hear what you're talking to that artist about, or they could be so interested in that artist, and all of a sudden you go, "Oh, we'll be right back with a commercial." You just lost them.
Yeah, and
Why do we have to play by that rule?
But we don't.
We don't.
Because
We're
you and
not
I
gonna.
we don't do commercials. Everybody that we talk about on this show is people that we
Sponsor, co-brand.
we shake hands with.
Yeah, it's co-brand. We're helping.
Yeah, we're not exchanging money for
No.
no, for commercials. Not at all.
No,
Here.
it's not needed.
No.
Co-branding. That's what we did a whole episode on
Yeah,
co-branding.
that's right.
Again, that network thing in Nashville, you guys, everything we're telling you is really important. When you get to Nashville, the Gatekeepers, get yourself some good people around you, network properly, meet the right people, start working your brand, all that stuff that we've been teaching you. Go back a couple episodes, you'll see all of them, and then you'll learn a lot of that kind of junk that we've already talked about.
And so, can artists really make it now?
You know what?
Independently in Nashville by yourself?
In Nashville, no. And as an AC artist, yes. My artist, Michael Gillis, is phenomenally making it on his own.
Yeah.
And he wants to meet with major labels. In my opinion, as we sit here right here today, would be, let's not do that, Michael. Stay on your own. But he's the boss. So
That's
if he
right.
wants that, that's exactly what we'll do. But he's doing very well. He's done this all independently. He's self-funded, and he knows that there's an expense going into it. And it's my job to make sure that the money that goes out is some kind of return on your investment. And sometimes you just don't get a return on your investment when you're promoting yourself in certain formats. It just doesn't come back. It's just more of an awareness is what you're making the fans. So I do think independently artists can make it on their own. And well, remember what you and Randy said about you can make six figures on Broadway if you're good enough.
Yeah.
That's making it on your own.
That's right. Yeah, and you have a different crowd every night.
But the problem is, though, you can't sell your song because the owners most times won't let you sing your stuff. You got to sing what sells beer.
Yeah, that's true too. You know, I think when you're playing Broadway, especially Broadway, I think every 5 songs or something, you can throw one of your own in there and that'd be
Try it, see what happens. You never know what the owners are going to say. Their song might be good enough where they're like, "This is great," but if all of a sudden people start skedaddling,
Yeah, then you're going to lose it.
you're going to get fired.
Yeah.
And so you can't really promote your own stuff. You're kind of promoting, every artist that you're copying.
Yeah,
The
and
croaky stuff.
I think they're still allowed to sell their CDs on stage, right?
Yeah, and these guys are now putting QR codes up on there, so they have this big, huge.
Oh,
It kind of looks bad. I mean, put
yeah.
some time in it and some effort, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
Make it look at least.
But like I said, we don't have CD players in the cars anymore. So
No, you don't. But I think if you're going to put something in front of your mic stand for the audience, make it look nice. Take some time and do a good job with it. I mean, it's worth it, right?
Yep, it sure is.
If it looks cheesy, you kind of give that impression that it is cheesy.
When I was younger, I mean, we made our own prints, and we took them to a print shop back then, and we'd make hundreds of these things, go put them on cars at the malls.
Makes sense.
And promote our own shows.
Yeah, but it makes that doesn't even happen anymore.
Yeah. Oh no.
There's no way.
Now you get a ticket for littering.
You get a ticket. Well, yeah, they take it off the car and throw it on the ground because they're pissed because you put something on their windshield. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of artists are down, or a lot of people down in Nashville. They almost got a deal, or they almost broke through, or they got signed by a label and they got shelved. Well, what that's called, guys, is a tax write-off.
That's right.
You're going to sit on the shelf. You're not going to go anywhere. They're going to tell you what you can and can't do. You're not going to put your music out. And a couple years later, they're going to say, well, we don't need you anymore because now you are a tax write-off because they didn't put you out.
Yep.
That's all you are.
That's right.
And it's just business. And it's the sad part of business. But that's when, again, if you're trying to get a deal with the gatekeepers, have a good lawyer and have that lawyer back you so you kind of understand what's happening and what's not happening.
Yeah. And, a brilliant mind of that is the interview we did with Randy. That guy is just plain smart when it comes to business.
He knows what he's doing.
He gets it.
Yeah, he gets it.
Yeah.
He doesn't let anything bother you. I think he looks at it as that if you're gonna, quote unquote, steal from me or not do what you say you're gonna do, I'll just go on down the road because it's not gonna affect me. My family's still gonna be fed. I'm gonna be just fine.
And speaking of Randy, doesn't he have the Tonk restaurant?
Oh my gosh. The Tonk. Let's do a live commercial on the Tonk.
All right.
It's in Oklahoma. It's he took the concept. Listen, before Music City Bar was bought by Rodney Collins, I said to Randy, you need to buy that place. Multiple times I told him that. And I don't know what it was or why he did what he did, but obviously he's smarter than me, and he made his decision why he made his decision, and that's good. But I wanted him to buy that. But I think he saw the success that Rodney has done with Music City Bar, and he made kind of like the same thing in Oklahoma. It's called the Tonk. He has an artist out there who I believe is going to be a signed artist.
Clay?
Clay Airy. He is he's super talented. He plays there quite a bit. And it's just a good old country bar in Oklahoma.
I can't wait to get out there. I haven't seen it yet.
No, when you do go, you're going to go, whoa, this is Music City in Oklahoma. It's called the Tonk.
Ah.
What a cool name, right?
Yeah.
Tonk.
They have a website?
I'm sure the tonk.com or something. I didn't write it on here. Darn it. And shame on me for that because I didn't put that on
find
here.
it.
Yeah, the Tonk, Tonk in Oklahoma. But go check it out. Like I said, he does all kinds of different things. It's a great guy. It's a great establishment, and you'll enjoy it.
And feel free to get on and like it and subscribe to the podcast here and shoot us some feedback. We like that stuff, don't we?
Oh, the thing about the feedback is, like I said last week, it's not bad. Nobody's down in Grandma's basement saying that we're a bunch of a-holes. We don't know what we're talking about because I think we've made it clear. This is our story, not the story.
And we don't think we know it all either.
Because we don't.
No,
we're far from it.
We're still learning stuff.
But this is the story that we lived, and this is the experiences that we've had, and that's what we're sharing with you guys. Because no matter who you are, no matter what you do, when you get to Nashville, you're going to have your story. And it's going to be unique from the last person into the next person. It'll be your story. And that's what's cool because you could take that and use that as a brand and move forward and say, in all these different interviews, you're interviewing with whoever that Kelly Clarkson, whoever it is. That's something that you could talk about, how your story and how you made it in the music industry. And I guarantee you that the next person behind it will have a different story.
So what's coming next week?
Come
on now.
This one's... Okay. It's called Nashville Isn't Just Country.
Oh, we're going to get into some stuff, yeah.
You want to do that?
I'm going to like that,
I'm probably going to cuss.
Well, that's all right.
You don't care?
No.
Okay, well, Nashville Isn't Country. We'll do that next week. It's good to see you, man.
Hey, man, it's great to see you. I hope your leg feels even better.
You got anything going on this week?
No.
No, your wife was in Minnesota, I heard.
Yeah, now she's back home now for a week.
You said she did some hiking or something. Where'd she go?
Oh my God, she went to 11 different falls,
waterfalls.
Yeah, up in northern Wisconsin, the UP,
beautiful
Canada area.
She got to see the grandbabies.
Oh yeah,
Geez, so she had a great trip. How long was she in Minnesota for?
10 days.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I was ready for her to come home. You know.
No.
Yeah.
Not you.
Yes, I was. She took my dogs with her. I'm like, what the hell?
Mama, get home and take care of me.
I don't even have the dogs. Jeez.
Hey, like and subscribe. It's good to talk to you guys this week. I'll see you next week, Bash.
All right, we'll see you, brother.
Thanks. Yeah.
Thanks for joining Sabastian and Scott. Don't forget to like and subscribe to join the Drop Me Off in Nashville family. Engineering and production provided by Podcast Production Music.
Well, Nashville, can't thank you enough for all the time.
Y'all come back now. Here?